Have you ever felt stuck, like no matter how hard you try, you're just spinning your wheels, unable to move forward? You're not alone. Across the world, countless people are searching for clarity, weighed down by the silent chaos of their minds and the endless demands of daily life. But here's the truth. Growth isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters. As Seneca wisely said, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Today, we're cutting through the noise and diving into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided great minds for centuries to reset their focus, restart their journey, and transform their lives. If you've ever thought, "I need a fresh start," then this video is made for you. Stick with me, because every second of this journey is designed to help you uncover the tools to take control of your life. Together, we'll explore how to reset, restart, and never stop growing. Let's get 1. Let's talk about a concept that might seem simple on the surface but is profoundly transformative when fully embraced. Reset. Specifically, I want to focus on the idea of clearing the clutter. It's a powerful metaphor, isn't it? Just saying it aloud feels like a breath of fresh air. But clutter is not just about the physical mess that surrounds us. It's the silent, private chaos within our minds and hearts that often goes unnoticed, weighing us down and holding us back. Think about it. When you envision clutter, you might picture a desk buried under piles of papers, or a closet overflowing with clothes you haven't touched in years. But the real clutter, the kind that truly drains us, is mental and emotional. It's the unresolved worries, the lingering doubts, the grudges you've carried for years, and the unrealistic expectations you impose on yourself. The Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, understood this deeply. They taught that to live a life of clarity and purpose, we must simplify not just our external environment, but also our inner world. Here's the truth. Life becomes noisy. Responsibilities pile up, fears creep in, and before you know it, your mind feels like an attic stuffed with old boxes of regrets, insecurities, and outdated beliefs you've been too afraid to confront. But here's the question. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? What thoughts, fears, or relationships are silently taking up space in your life, preventing you from growing? Clearing this clutter isn't easy, but it's necessary. Imagine you're sorting through that attic. Each box represents a thought, a memory, or an emotion. You pick it up, examine it, and ask yourself, do I keep this? Do I let it go? This process requires honesty and courage. It's not about ignoring your past or pretending your struggles don't exist. It's about choosing not to let them define or limit you anymore. Some worries are just noise, distractions from what truly matters. They don't belong in your mind, your space, or your heart. The Stoics believed that freedom comes not from external achievements, but from internal balance and peace. Resetting is about creating that balance. It's about making space for new growth, new experiences, and new perspectives. Think of it like preparing a garden in spring. You clear out the dead leaves and weeds, not because it's enjoyable, but because it's necessary for new life to thrive. The same principle applies to your mind. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you create room for clarity, peace, and purpose. Let me share something personal. There was a time in my life when I felt overwhelmed. I was hitting my targets, meeting deadlines, and doing everything right. Yet something felt off. My mind was cluttered, weighed down by doubts and anxieties I couldn't seem to shake. I realized I needed a reset, not just on the surface, but deeply. Inspired by Stoic teachings, I began asking myself tough questions. What am I afraid to let go of? What fears are just habits in disguise? Slowly, I started clearing the clutter. One week I focused on forgiving someone. Another week I worked on silencing the critical inner voice that told me I wasn't enough. Each act of letting go felt like a weight lifting off my shoulders. Now, let me ask you, what's cluttering your mind? Is it resentment over a past failure? Anxiety about an uncertain future? Maybe it's the toxic relationships that drain your energy, or the unrealistic standards you hold yourself to. Imagine for a moment what your life could look like if you started clearing that clutter. Imagine the freedom, the lightness, the space to breathe and grow. Resetting isn't just about removing the bad, it's about making room for the good, for something better. Here's the thing, resetting isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process, a habit you cultivate. Every day presents an opportunity to clear away what doesn't belong and reinforce what does. It's about resilience, about learning to bounce back faster and stronger because you're not weighed down by unnecessary baggage. So, how do you start? Start small. Maybe it's deciding to forgive someone who wronged you. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for a mistake you've been holding on to. Maybe it's letting go of a worry that's been nagging at you for weeks. Each small step matters. Each piece of clutter you clear creates space for something invaluable. Peace of mind, clarity, and the strength to face whatever comes next. As the Stoics would say, the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Every challenge, every bit of clutter we clear shapes us, molds us into the people we are meant to be. Resetting isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about creating a life that reflects your values and aspirations, free from the noise that clouds your potential. So, I'll leave you with this. What can you reset in your life today? What's one thing you can let go of to make space for something better? Remember, the journey to clarity and peace begins with a single step. Take that step today and watch as the weight lifts, the fog clears, and the path ahead becomes brighter. Reset, not just once, but as a way of life. 2. Let's talk about restart, a concept that lies at the very heart of resilience. Life is unpredictable, often knocking us down when we least expect it. Restarting isn't about ignoring these moments of failure, nor is it about pretending they didn't happen. It's about facing them head-on, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones to move forward. It's about courage, the kind of courage that allows you to rise after every fall, to rebuild what was broken, and to face the unknown with determination. The Stoics understood this well, teaching us that every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. As Marcus Aurelius said, what stands in the way becomes the way. Restarting is not for the faint of heart, but it is for everyone who dares to grow. Failure is not the end, it is a beginning. Imagine standing amidst the ruins of something you worked so hard to build, a career, a relationship, or a personal dream. The temptation to give up, to sit in the rubble and wallow in defeat, can be overwhelming. I've been there myself. There was a time when everything I had worked for seemed to crumble overnight. It felt like staring at the remnants of a once glorious castle, now reduced to dust. But here's the truth. The ruins are not the end of the story. They are the foundation for what comes next. The Stoics teach us that failures are not failures at all. They are lessons in disguise. Each setback is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become wiser, and to move forward with greater clarity. Restarting begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This is where the journey truly begins. For me, it started with small, deliberate steps. I didn't try to reclaim everything I had lost in one day. Instead, I focused on manageable goals, one step at a time. Each small victory was a reminder that progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. Restarting is not about erasing the past. It's about using it as fuel for the future. It's about looking failure in the eye and saying, "You cannot define me." But let's be honest, restarting is daunting. There's no clear map, no guaranteed outcome. This is where the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, becomes invaluable. Visualize the worst-case scenarios. What's the absolute worst that could happen? Prepare for it, not out of pessimism, but to free yourself from fear. When you've already faced your fears in your mind, they lose their power over you. It's like rehearsing for a play. When the moment comes, you're ready to act. How often do we let the fear of failure paralyze us? Imagine what you could achieve if you saw failure not as a wall, but as a step up, a chance to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. Restarting is not a solitary journey. During my own restart, I discovered the importance of community. Sharing my struggles, being vulnerable, and connecting with others who were on similar paths gave me strength. Their encouragement reminded me that I wasn't alone. Restarting is easier when you have people cheering for you, walking alongside you, and reminding you of your potential. So, let me ask you, who can you lean on during your restart? Who can you share your journey with? Remember, strength is not found in isolation, it's found in connection. The Stoics also teach us the value of amor fati, a love of fate. This means embracing everything that happens to you, even the hardships. It's about saying, "This is exactly what I needed." Why? Because the lessons we need most often come wrapped in difficulty. Embracing your journey, with all its ups and downs, transforms restarting from a burden into a privilege. Every failure, every setback, every challenge is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. So, if you're standing at a crossroads, unsure if you can face starting over, let me remind you, every restart is a declaration of hope. It's a commitment to yourself that you are not defined by your past, but by the courage you show in moving forward. Don't wait for the perfect moment to restart. Create it. Make today the day you pick up the pieces and begin again. Your next chapter is waiting to be written, and it starts with a single decision: to rise, restart, and embrace the journey ahead. Restarting is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about resilience. It's about transforming failure into wisdom, fear into strength, and setbacks into stepping stones. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. So, think like a Stoic, restart like a warrior, and transform your life into the masterpiece it's meant to be. 3. Let's talk about Reforcus, a vital yet often overlooked step in self-reinvention. Refocusing is about recalibrating your mind, cutting through the noise, and aligning your actions with what truly matters. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to lose sight of your goals. The endless stream of distractions, emails, social media, and the demands of daily life can drown out your silent, private aspirations. But here's the truth: without focus, even the most ambitious plans crumble. Refocusing is the art of intentionally returning to your path, of clearing away the trivial to make room for what's essential. Have you ever felt like you were busy but not productive? Like you were moving but not necessarily forward? I've been there. There was a time in my life when I was juggling countless tasks, yet my goals felt blurry, distant. It was like sailing a boat without a compass, constant motion, but no direction. That's when I discovered the Stoic principle of prosos, or attentive focus. The Stoics believed that mindfulness in every action is the key to a purposeful life. This idea changed everything for me. It taught me to slow down, to question my choices, and to ensure that my energy was directed toward what truly mattered. Refocusing requires deliberate action. It's about pruning the unnecessary habits, commitments, and distractions that drain your energy and scatter your attention. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now serving my ultimate purpose? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. This process isn't easy, but it's liberating. Imagine the clarity and freedom you'd feel if you stopped saying yes to things out of habit or obligation and started saying yes only to what aligns with your deepest values. That's the essence of refocusing, choosing intentionally, living deliberately. Here's a practical way to begin. Identify your top 3 priorities. What are the 3 things that, if achieved, would make the biggest impact on your life? Write them down. Keep them somewhere visible, a silent, private reminder of what truly matters. Then, each day, commit to taking one small step toward one of those goals. It doesn't have to be grand. As the Stoics believed, it's the small, consistent actions that shape our destinies. Progress isn't about leaps, it's about steady, intentional steps forward. Refocusing also means setting boundaries clear, firm lines that protect your time and energy. It means saying no to commitments that don't serve your goals, even if it disappoints others. It means being okay with prioritizing yourself. Stoicism teaches us that our time and focus are among the few things we truly control. So, why waste them on things that don't matter? Here's a question to consider. How often do you find yourself doing something just because it's what you've always done? Maybe it's a job that no longer fulfills you, a habit that no longer serves you, or a relationship that drains more than it gives. What would your life look like if you let those things go? During my own refocusing journey, I realized how scattered my efforts had been. I was chasing too many goals, spreading myself thin, and making little meaningful progress. So, I paused. I reevaluated my priorities, cut out the clutter not just in my physical space, but in my commitments, my social media use, and even my thoughts. Every piece of clutter I cleared felt like removing a blindfold. Slowly, my goals came back into sharp focus, and I began to move forward with clarity and purpose. But here's the thing, refocusing isn't a one-time fix. It's a continuous process. Life changes, goals evolve, and our focus must shift accordingly. Think of it as recalibrating a compass. When you realize you're slightly off course, you adjust not because you've failed, but because it's necessary to reach your destination. And if you're wondering whether it's too late to refocus, let me remind you of a Stoic truth. It's never too late to be who you might have been. Your past decisions do not define your future. The power to change your focus lies in your hands right here, right now. So, let me ask you, what are you focusing on? Is it what truly matters? If not, what can you change today? Refocusing isn't just about achieving goals. It's about crafting a life that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. It's about living with intention, cutting through the noise, and finding clarity in a chaotic world. Start small. Take one step today. Maybe it's reevaluating a commitment, letting go of a toxic habit, or simply writing down your priorities. Each small action brings you closer to a life of purpose and fulfillment. The Stoics remind us that clarity and peace come from within. By refocusing, you reclaim control over your life. You silence the distractions, embrace what truly matters, and move forward with purpose. Refocus now, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Let every step you take be deliberate. Let every decision align with your values. And as you do, watch as your life transforms into something not only successful but deeply meaningful. Let's talk about maintaining momentum, arguably the most challenging yet rewarding part of any journey. Starting fresh, whether by resetting, restarting, or refocusing, is invigorating. It's filled with hope, clarity, and the promise of transformation. But what happens when that initial spark begins to fade? When the obstacles you didn't anticipate appear, and the excitement gives way to doubt or fatigue? This is where true progress is made, not in the grand beginnings, but in the silent, private moments when you choose to keep going, even when it's hard. The Stoics called this endurance, or hypermony, the ability to stay the course, to persist through adversity, and to keep your eyes fixed on the ultimate goal. Think about the last time you started something meaningful, a fitness routine, a career goal, or a personal project. At the beginning, the enthusiasm likely came easily. You were motivated, energized, and ready to conquer the world. But as time passed, the excitement may have waned. Small setbacks crept in, or the sheer effort required began to weigh on you. This is natural. It's a part of any worthwhile endeavor. But the difference between success and giving up lies in your ability to persevere. The Stoics remind us that it's not enough to start strong, we must also continue strong. So, how do we maintain momentum when the road gets tough? First, by breaking down your goals into smaller, achievable steps. Big aspirations can feel overwhelming, but when you divide them into manageable tasks, each small victory fuels your progress. It's like climbing a mountain, not by leaping to the summit, but by taking one deliberate step at a time. Each step, no matter how small, is a testament to your resilience and a reminder of how far you've come. Let me ask you, when was the last time you celebrated a small win? Often, we overlook these moments, but they are the building blocks of lasting success. Another essential tool is reflection. Take time to pause and evaluate your progress. What have you accomplished? What challenges have you overcome? And what lessons can you carry forward? Reflection isn't about dwelling on what went wrong. It's about learning, adjusting, and growing. It's about being honest with yourself, not with judgment, but with clarity. And here's another question for you. When was the last time you acknowledged how far you've come? Too often, we focus on what's left to do and forget to appreciate the progress we've already made. Gratitude for your own efforts is a powerful motivator. It not only brightens your outlook, but also strengthens your resolve to keep moving forward. Momentum is also easier to maintain when you have support. Stoicism may teach self-reliance, but it also acknowledges the importance of community. Share your journey with others, seek advice, and offer encouragement in return. Knowing that you're not alone, that others are walking similar paths, can give you the strength to push through difficult moments. So, ask yourself, who can I lean on? Who can I support in return? Momentum thrives in connection, in the shared pursuit of goals, and in the mutual encouragement that reminds us we're all in this together. Finally, remember the Stoic principle of living deliberately. Each day is an opportunity to act with purpose, to choose progress over stagnation, and to embrace the challenges that come your way. Life's worth lies not in the destination, but in the journey, in the quiet, persistent effort you put forth every day. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, to refine your character, and to move closer to your ultimate goal. So, as you move forward, take each step with intention. Embrace the challenges with courage and determination. And when the spark dims, remind yourself why you started. Momentum isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up, even when it's hard. It's about believing that every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the life you aspire to live. Let me leave you with this. What can you do today to keep moving forward? It doesn't have to be monumental. Maybe it's a single task, a moment of reflection, or a conversation with someone who inspires you. Whatever it is, take that step. Keep striving, keep thriving, and remember, the journey may not always be easy, but it's worth every effort. Momentum is built in the silent, private moments when you choose to persevere. Choose to keep going. Choose to live the Stoic way.